L3, L4 layer logs when we want to debug any issue either relating to networking, or we want to see network traffic, where it is actually flown, how much has it gone, what has happened, was it allowed, was it denied. So when somebody asks you about firewall logs or similar kind of logs in cloud, we generally can get them via the flow logs itself. Now, if you download one of these files and open it, it will look something like this, right? Just let me share my screen. Yeah, it will look something like this, where you will have an ENI ID. Okay, what is an ENI ID? Now let's look at that. If you come to EC2 and you come to something called as network interfaces, you will find multiple network interfaces over here, right? These network interfaces are nothing but basically your, consider this your virtual port, which is on your instance or on your NAT gateway or on your internet gateway or on your ALB. Okay. At the backend, it is called as a network interface ID, and these network interface IDs are attached to either one of the resources that we created. Okay. How do we find out which resource it's actually is attached to? If you come to instances, you click on your instance, and if you just scroll down a little bit, or they changed it. Yeah, if you come under networking, you will see a network interface over here and you will find your ENI ID here. If you copy this and you come to network interfaces and you search for this, you will see the specific interface which is attached on your instance at the moment. Okay. All the other interfaces that we've created either are talking to your instances or are talking to your NAT gateways or talking to your internet gateways. Okay. How do I find that out? You will get your source IP address, private IP and public IP. If you want, you can simply go into your VPCs, click on your NAT gateways. You will see over here that you have a network interface ID over here. If you copy this network interface ID and you come to network interfaces, you search for this, you will find this here. Okay, so in these logs, the network interface ID is basically what resource are we talking about. Okay, this number is basically the account ID that you're seeing. If I have multiple accounts, then this account ID you'll see multiple values here. This is the interface ID. The next thing that we see is the source address. This is the destination address. Similarly, source port, destination port. Okay, thereby is all your packets, bytes. What is more important is the action, whether it was accepted or denied. Where you see reject, this is a deny log. Where you see no data or skip data, the connection was not established in itself. Any questions on this?
Sir, what about that again, that no data and skip data?
Okay, where you see no data or skip data, this before the connection was established on the interface itself, it was terminated.
So connection is there, but
connection was tried to be established, but it did not have any appropriate source, destination, etc. So it did not qualify to be an L3, L4 connection. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Now complexity comes in that I just downloaded one of this file and I saw it, right? In real scenarios, you would be given a case where we would say, okay, I want to go search for denial logs between, say, for this specific date. Okay, so for example, somebody says that I want to see all the rejected connections in for 23rd of July. Now, one way would be that you download individually all these files and you process them using a cat command or a grep command that we use on Linux. The other way of doing it is that we use Athena in itself to do it. Okay, and how we do that in Athena is that we basically create something called as a table. Just remember, this is SQL, right? We can process data, we can put in data as and how we want. So for this, what we're going to be doing is we're going to be constructing a VPC flow log data for this. How we're going to be doing that? You can just Google something very simply, even if you don't know how to do it, is query VPC flow logs on Athena. Just open the first link out itself. The first thing that we need to do is we have to create a table for it. And what the table does is it structures this data out. How is it structuring this data out? It is picking up the details from the header row for this. So version, account ID, interface ID, version, account ID, interface ID, source address, destination address is basically just picking the same things up and creating a table for you. The next thing what we're doing here is we are partitioning this table. So we're adding an index on it over the date. You can partition this by anything that you want. If you want to partition it by a region, you can just put in region over here. If you want to partition it by action, you can put an action over here. Here we are just giving the location of where our flow logs are lying. And here we are just skipping the first row because that's a header row in each file. So let's try this out. Just copy this, open your Athena console, paste this, and we need to modify a couple of things here. So we need to first give the path of where our flow logs are lying. So just go into your bucket, click on any one of the object, and you can copy this till your region. Just copy this URL till your region. And paste this.
Can you share the link, Dhruv? What was it?
Yeah.
Athena?
I'll just share it with you on chat. Give me a second.
And before that, what we created in Athena?
So
We
what
need
you
to
need,
create one table, one
okay,
schema, right?
you don't, once you come to Amazon Athena, right? Just say
Hmm.
explore the query editor.
Hmm.
Right? In settings, it would ask you to give you a query, or just share your screen. I'll show it to you because I had already opened this on my screen. I'll just show it to you on yours. Just share your screen.
Okay. 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 Let's share this.
Just go to Athena. Yeah, go to explore the query editor. Yeah. Now, when you are here, just go to database. Click on database. You'll find this blank, right? Now, if it's saying before you run your first query, you need to set up a query result location in Amazon S3, right?
Correct.
Click on view settings.
I need to create one bucket.
So just go to editor again. Yeah, just click on view settings on the right. Yeah, now click on manage. Okay. Now over here, just create a bucket for yourself. Yeah, just click on browse S3. Either you can select an existing bucket. If you already have a bucket, you can just use the same bucket.
Flow log bucket is there.
Yeah, you can use that. Just say choose. Or you can just use my one if you want. Just go to test Dhruv Athena lockdown. Yeah, just say choose.
Try. It was hidden.
Okay.
Oh, region is different.
Okay, so just create one then in that case.
Okay, I'll create one.
Yep, you can just scroll down and say create. Now you can go back to Athena, you'll find it in the browse. Just refresh it. Yeah, click on choose. In the enter account ID, just click on where path is written. Yeah, just copy the account ID and paste it and just click save. Perfect. Now go back to your editor. Yeah. Now that we're here, I'll just take, okay. Now go to query Amazon, go to the link that I shared with you. Yeah, just come down, copy this, paste it here. Okay. Now in the location, right, just go back to your flow logs bucket.
Flow log bucket. Okay.
Just click on AWS logs. Just keep opening it. Keep opening it. Yeah, just click on any object. Okay. Now just copy the from S3 URI. Just copy from S3. Just start from S3 and copy it till AP Southeast 2 till there till before the 2022. Only before 2022.
This one.
No, the first 2022. When it says AP South East 2, only till there.
This one.
Even before.
Oh, this
Yeah.
one only.
Let's just copy this. Go back to Athena. If you see, it's asking till region code only, right? So that's why I only copied it. Just replace this. Just there's another / there. So just change that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now click run. Okay. What you'll see is you'll see a table coming up on the left which says VPC underscore flow underscore logs. Right? Now go back to the link. Come down. Yeah, come further down. Yeah, just copy this alter table part. Just click on plus in next to query 1. Paste this. Okay. What this is now, what we're doing now is just go back to query 2. What we're doing here now is we're going to be adding the data for this date, right? So we're going to be putting the data from the bucket into this table. And how we'll do that is this time just change the date to today's date where YYMMDD is written. No, not here, the upper one. And similarly change the YY in the location path as well. Or you can leave this as is, just leave it as is. Go back to your S3 object.
I'll replace, no problem. That I have already copied actually.
Yeah, just replace it till region. Okay, now click on run. Perfect. Now what you're seeing over here is that we've loaded the data for today, that is 2022-07-23 into this table, right? And we've created a partition on the date. So now just open another query tab. Okay. Just go back to the link I sent you. Just come down. Yeah, just copy the first one. Go back to Athena. Paste this. And just change the date to today. And just run it. Yeah. If you come down, you will see data coming over here. Okay. Now go back up. In front of where date is equal to date, just add another line. Okay, I'll just take over from here. Give me a second.
Yeah.
Okay. Now that we're seeing the data over here, right? Let's just add another clause where, let's say, where action.
Actually, I need to give control. No, I'm not able to give control.
So I'm sharing my screen now.
Acha, okay, sorry.
No problem. Okay. Where I say action is equal to reject. Okay. What we're seeing over here are all deny logs only now. Okay. Further, if you want to see deny logs just for your instance, you come to Athena, we put another clause over here where we say and interface underscore ID, and we put the interface ID and we'll trigger it. We see that there have been no deny logs here. Okay. Let's go back to our NAT gateway. Let's pick up the NAT gateway interface ID. Let's see, have there been any deny here? We come to Athena again, change the interface ID and run it. We see that there have been no deny logs either here. Okay. Let's see, can we only filter for this first? Okay, data is coming in, right? Let's see, has there been any accept or reject here? That is fine. There's nothing wrong with that. Okay. And let's add the action again. Let's run it again. Okay. We don't see anything here. Let's come and get our IGW's interface ID, right? So we see, okay, my bad. Let's come to a subnet. Okay. And let's go back to network interfaces, right? Let's just pick up any network interface from here. Replace this and click run. Okay. Now we can see some reject coming up here. All right. Now let's do something. Let's create some reject data. And how will we do that? Is we'll come to security groups. We come to our instances. We see security groups over here. Currently, we have allowed all traffic from o.o.o.o/o on port 80. Hence, we are being able to access this. Let's go and change this on port 80. We do an edit inbound rule and we just add anything over here which is not my IP address, or you can just remove this altogether. Let's do something. Let's just remove the port 80 security group from this. Okay, let's trigger. Okay, right. This is still opening because what is it? Okay, let's go to security groups. I've also created one within VPC. Let me remove that. So now I've also denied 192.168.0.0. Now this should start failing, which it has. It's no longer responding, right? Let's generate some traffic here and let's wait for it for some time. Perfect. Okay. Now, post 10 minutes, we're going to go back and we're going to see whether we are seeing any deny logs coming in for this instance ID, right? So if you see over here, we have interface ID. We'll pick up this interface ID and we'll see if we're seeing any deny logs here. It takes about 10 minutes for that to come up. So let's just wait for 10 minutes and then we can look at it. Okay. Another way of doing this is that you come to your instance. Let's put our security groups back. We see the site coming back up. That's fine. This time we go to subnets. We click on network ACL. Just see where your instance is spawned. It should be in that subnet. So this is 3.246. I've come under 3.0. I come under edit. Instead of saying inbound allow, right? Let's modify this. Sorry. We go to inbound rules. We go to edit. We say add new rule. And we just put this as 50, something above that. And let's deny SSH from anywhere. Okay, we save it. Come back and check that SSH is denied now. Right? Let's try to reestablish a connection here. You will see this starts failing.
That is not shared actually. Only browser is shared.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Okay. Yeah. So now if you see my pipe broke, I'm trying to run my SSH back again on this. It's not working. Let me try a telnet on this and it fails, right? Let's see if this is happening because of the change I made. Let's change this to allow and let's retry a telnet this time. Wait for it to take effect.
Health check and all will take time, right, sir? 10 seconds, 30 seconds.
Yeah. This is basically failing because the health check is down right now. So health check, it doesn't take time. It depends how you set it over here. So if you go under target groups and you come under health check.
30 seconds, I think.
So basically there's interval 30 seconds and 3 consecutive health checks should be going. So it'll be one will go in 30 seconds, then one will go another 30 seconds. So you should see it come up in about 2 minutes. And for unhealthy also, we need to keep it there for at least 2 minutes. let this come back up. Shouldn't take that long though. Okay, SSH is gone. Let me retry SSH. Not happening. That's fine. Let's change this to allow. Okay, SSH starts working. That's fine. Perfect. Okay, and if you want to see source to destination wise traffic also breaking, so what we can do is just remove this from here. This time go in outbound rules and just create an outbound SSH to get denied. You will again see this breaks. Let's retry establishing connection. This time we will see a forward accept but a backward reject. That means from source to destination it'll accept it, but any traffic going from the machine to me it will deny it. So let's check this out. This time I remove this, I save it. Let's retry. The machine is working. So let's just wait for like another 10 minutes for this to come in the data and then we'll look at it. But any questions on this?
True. For me, I have run first query, second query. For third query, it is showing empty table.
Just share your screen, please.
And I tried to run second query again, but as it is partitioned by date, already it is failing.
Just go back up. Just go to query 1. Okay, just scroll up a little bit, please. On the left side, on the tables part, just scroll up. Just right click on the partition here. Or the 3 dots, just click on the 3 dots,
Okay.
sorry. And click on delete table. Just type the name in. Okay. Now just hit query 1 again. Just run this. Okay. Now just come to query 2.
Is it proper?
Yeah, just 1 second. I'm just checking that. Yeah, it's fine. Just run it. And now just run query 3. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
Okay, fine.
All right, till then let's try searching for some reject traffic and see where we at. Okay. So I'm just adding my IP filter over here just to see if I've generated any traffic for source address rejection. So here you will see that my source, what is 1.9? Let's go see what 1.9 is. Is it, let me go back to my subnets. 1.0 was my public subnet. Okay, and let's go in network interfaces. Let's see what 1.9 is. 1.9 is basically my NLB port. So the interface that is attached to my NLB, right? That is the internal interface of that. So if I come here and I see that my source coming to the NLB on public IP 22 port destination was rejected, which it should have been, right? This is multiple rejects that we fired in, but I want to see the other way around as well now. So now let's change this to destination address. Let's just wait for that data to come in. Any questions till now?
No.
Have you been able to successfully look at all this?
Yeah. No. I have not changed my security group.
Right?
I was just watching.
Okay, okay, that's
Shall I
fine. As
change?
long as you understand, that's fine.
So those are in real world, do they really go to Athena or they send it to any third party, say Splunk or something, which is much better, right?
Anywhere, yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, I'm just trying.
CloudTrail.
Trying to show you native tools like where you can do all of this itself. Like, ideally, if you want to ship VPC flow logs to Splunk or to Elk or to anything, you can do it there as well. So
CloudTrail will also support, no?
yeah, CloudTrail is also there. All of these things are similar. We just basically need a specific place to do this. The only reason why I use Athena is because it's got big data. It supports Hive at the backend, so it's much faster. And this is currently only a day of data that we're seeing here. You might be looking to look at about 10 to 12 days of logs, which are in terabytes and terabytes, right? So there you will actually require like indexing, etc., to work pretty fast. Otherwise, the results will take a very long time to come in.
So if possible, sir, when you have time, sir, can you give an like overview how to like send the logs to like third party and all? Like where are the, I don't see any settings here directly, right?
It's very simple. I will show that to you also, but it's very simple. The concept remains the same, that you ship it to S3, the third party picks it up from S3.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so directly they take it from S3, not from Athena tables and all.
No, so see, Athena is a wrapper over S3, right? So what we did over here was when we created this table, we gave, oh no, man, not now. Okay, anyway, yeah, sorry. When this happened, right? So we basically gave the path where all our flow logs are lying.
Yeah, but you created the table. So in
Yes.
Splunk, we have to do it manually or?
So there are ways. So if you go back to this, right? Yeah. So this says this query creates a single partition only for a date that you specify. To automate the process, you can use a script that runs this query and creates partitions this way for year, month, date.
Okay.
Right. So there are ways that we can automate it. There are Lambda functions that we can write to do it. That is not such a big issue, but any third party solution as well will be picking this up from S3, or you have a log forwarder like like you put it in CloudTrail and then you send it via SNS. Or you can give an IAM role. There are some solutions which work via an IAM role, which basically log into your solution, go to S3 and pick that data up. See, because the storage for all these logs is S3,
S3, yes.
right? So that is where it has to be picked up from. Whether I use Athena, whether I use Elk, whether I use Splunk, whether I use CloudTrail, whatever I want. Let's empty my table. Damn it. Okay, so we're further seeing some reject logs come in now, right? Let's see what 2.163 was. You'll see this was the second NLB port that is there in the second subnet. So we're seeing this also come in. So this was basically when we were changing a security group. Those are the reject logs for that. We are yet to see reverse logs come up. So just waiting for that. Okay, let's just wait for some time. It'll come up there. Okay. In the meantime, folks, there's a in-class assignment for all of you, which is uploaded to the LMS. If you guys can just open that and let me know if you have any questions.
Okay.
So what I will just show you what it's about. Okay, so first thing is that you have to give me a summary of events your user has generated during the entire day, which is today. It should display your username, then a summary of resource names, and then type. Okay, so that is question one. The second one is generating deny traffic by blocking traffic and NACL or security group or both, and filter this in Athena and provide screenshots.
Basically, whatever we are doing now.
Yes. So 30 minutes is enough for this, or you guys need more time?
Sir, we might need some extra time, sir.
Okay. All right. So start off right now, right? The idea is that you get some idea on this. I'll do a check on 30 minutes in how you're doing. In case you still require some more time or you're stuck, you can ask me. Okay. In case you're not understanding something, you can ask me. That is the whole idea of giving you this, is so that you're absolutely clear here. Because this is something that you're going to be doing day in, day out if you're using cloud.
Got it. Sir, is just to be, just to confirm, is there any dependency from last week class to run this assignment?
No, this is what we've done today.
So, awesome.
Dhruv,
Cool.
can
Thank you.
you do one thing? Can you share your screen so that we don't have to log into this?
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Yep, I'll just do that. But you'll have to submit it there because I have to grade it there.
Yeah. But just
Okay, cool. So folks, 3:10 right now, 3:40, I'll disturb you again. I am here in case you have any questions. The idea is that you interact and we have any doubts, we solve it. So please ask me.
Okay, so I can share
user
the
ID,
document.
user is okay. So go ahead.
I
So
can share the document in the chat. So
yeah,
you don't
sure.
have to share.
Yeah, you can do that.
Okay. So I need to change my SD then. Actually, it is load balanced. My both the instances are running. It is load balanced.
Yeah, sorry. That's okay. Folks, I don't mind if you take like 10 minutes extra, also 20 minutes extra. The whole idea is that we understand the concept. That is my whole point.
Okay. Dhruv, question is user, you said user, right? But
User is basically your
account
user.
ID?
No, user is your username which I've created on IAM. So I'll
So
show you
that
what.
tag is also there. Can we use that?
Yeah, I'll show it to you. Give me a second.
Yeah.
So if you go under CloudTrail, you come under event history. There's something called as username over here. You can come here and basically you can type your username itself. So Mumbai, basically I'm a root user, so it won't show up. Let me go to a different region. Yeah, so here you'll see your username come up.
So we have to print that in Athena?
Up to you. You want to download all this and give me a Excel screenshot? That works. If you want to do this in Athena, you can do it in Athena. Preferably, yes, use Athena because that's the concept.
Yeah, but username is like, can we, my question was that username tag or something is there?
It's here. So it's here. Username, it comes here.
But you have to run the table for CloudTrail, right? Now we have for
Yes.
flow log we have done. So do you have the
Yes.
link or like can we find it?
Yes, absolutely. Actually, you don't even need to go to a link. You can just come here. Wait.
CloudTrail.
You can just say create Athena table from here. This is the same thing that what we had run right now.
Okay,
You
okay.
can and run it there. Or if you want to do that, you can also do that. But you can just click on this, say create table, it'll create it for you.
Can you repeat? Sorry.
Okay, so for me, all you need to do if you want to get this data in Athena is just click on create Athena table.
Okay.
Just select the bucket where your CloudTrail logs are and just click on create table. It will create a table for you like this, something like this. And then you can just come here and do select star from limit 10 and run this and you will get all the data here. So here now you just need to filter out user. So there's a column called username, just use that.
Okay, got it.
We can give Excel, no? It would be better.
See, obviously that's another way of doing it, but I'd prefer that you do it on Athena using group by
But
features.
that user is not in another column actually. It is in the same
That's
column.
you can still you can search for JSON as well. That's the whole thing. I want you to do that. Google,
Right.
Google.
Dhruv, could you please add my ID to the IAM user?
Oh, you're not there? I'm so
Yeah,
sorry. Did I
no
miss you?
worries. No, actually, I logged in a bit late, around 12.
My
But
bad.
yeah, I missed it.
Just give me a second. I'll do it right away.
Sure, thank you.
I've just shared it on chat. I've given you the default password. You can reset it thereafter.
Awesome, thank you so much.
Just use a region where somebody else already isn't. I think Ireland, anything in Europe is free at the moment.
Yeah, probably I'll use something which is very uncommon.
You can use Europe. I think Europe is using at the moment.
Got it.
Drew, would you be able to add my name is for the user Gopinath here?
Sorry, just give me a.
Gopi, you're already there. I saw it.
I added you.
Oh, okay, yeah. Let me. So the password would be default, right? The one that you already shared me at the start.
Yeah,
Reva
it's already.
12.
Basically,
Okay.
the sign-in URL remains the same. Your username is your first name dot last name, and the password is common. It's Reva234, which you'll have to reset.
Okay. Okay.
This is the login link, basically.
Hello, Dhruv.
Yeah, tell me.
Yeah. So I'll share my screen. Here it is coming this portal.
Yeah, that's fine.
That's fine, right?
Yep.
Okay, that's good.
So that bucket is common because I just created it for all regions. So that bucket basically has data for every region that we're operating out of.
Okay. Okay.
You can just click on create table from there itself. It will create it for you. Just go back up. Okay, you'll have to probably copy it into it because that table I want ones.
Okay. It's already I've copied. Okay, fine. Here, can we give name to the table?
Sorry?
Where can I be give name to the table? Because it is coming. Okay.
The
Can I
first one.
change the name?
Yeah, absolutely.
It will still take the same bucket, right? But
Yeah, just try it. Change it.
okay. Okay.
Just query on it and see if you're getting results.
Frozen.
Just do a limit 100 first and see.
Okay.
If it's working, then you'll be able to get it.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Yep.
You'll be able to do it.
Okay. Yes. Thank you.
I'm generating reject logs. So it will take 10 minutes.
Yeah, once you fire it, it takes 10 minutes after that to come in. Even if you don't find it, just use my IP address. I'll just publish it here. If you're running late, the idea is not to do that, but you can use my IP address, but try doing it for your IP also. In case you're running late, I'm just publishing.
It is done. So now I'll just wait.
Yeah. You can do the first part of the question till then.
Yes.
So for HTTP, we have to use our IP for drop, right?
For even HTTP and 22, you can either put it in security group, you can deny it, or you can put it in a NACL. You can either deny for your own IP or you can deny for the entire protocol itself. Up to you. But security group is generally allow only. So it's default deny allow only. So you'll have to deny the entire protocol
Yes.
itself.
I can allow different IPs,
Yeah,
not mine.
yeah, you can do that. Instead of your IP, just allow something else. Just remember that IP because you'll require to search it then.
Will do for only for HTTP. SSH I can still do.
That's okay. Either way works. How's it going, folks? Any support required?
Yeah, I'm trying
Yes.
to extract that username.
Okay.
Path is nested one.
Sorry.
Nested
I
one.
don't know that much. I'm trying.
Dhruv, in
Yes.
first question,
Mm-hmm.
so resource name. So resources, a resource name should be Kruta bucket, something like that. One second.
Yes. Yes.
Okay. So this one, right?
Yep. Absolutely.
Okay. Damage.
Cool. You just need to put up screenshot and just
Okay.
submit.
So yeah. So resource name should be this and type.
Type is there, AWS S3 bucket, right in front of that.
Yeah. So both, okay. This should match and
Yeah.
others it should ignore, right?
Yes.
Okay.
Hi folks, are we done?
We need to upload it, right?
Yeah, I have submitted, but I was not able to extract. But I have submitted.
That's fine.
For first question, just screenshot is fine, right? From
Yeah,
both
just
the question, it's from Athena, it's fine, right?
yes, absolutely.
Okay.
What is your IP? Hello, Path.
My would be in 10 range. Public IP, I'll just go.
Just give me a public IP, please.
Five 54.79.
Just
Okay, I'll ping.
chat.
I'll ping. I'll navigate.
No, I'm talking about your public IP.
My system public IP.
Yeah.
Okay.
From where you were SSHing or accessing 80.
Okay. I'll do. I can check in what is my IP link website. Okay.
There are two links. Where to upload?
There are two links. Wow. Okay. Pranav, can you just check which one?
It's the
It
second one.
should be the in-class assignment, not the assignment one.
The one with the title.
Yeah,
in
in-class
that's
assignment.
the one.
Yeah. That's
Yeah.
upload in zip one. Attach the Excel.
Perfect.
Is this the correct one?
Yeah, found it. Folks, I'm just giving you like till 4:20 to upload, please. Wherever you are, please upload it.
Can you check whether it got uploaded?
Yeah, sure. Yes, Krita, it's there.
Kruta, your assignment file is missing. And you've just given me the CSV.
Uh, Let me check.
All right, folks. How many left? How many are on the verge of submitting? It's supposed to be 30 minutes, guys. It's been like over almost an hour. Come on.
Can you check now?
I'm just checking. Yep. Okay now. Kruta, what's your public IP?
Let me check.
I re-uploaded, but if it is checked, then fine.
It's okay. I'll check it again.
No, just query change for username.
have pasted. Even with your address.
Can you check your logs? I can't see a public IP anywhere.
In the reject logs, right?
Yep. I only see internal IPs even in the CSV.
This is mine, sir, I think.
Yeah, I got yours. I found yours.
Okay.
I got it from CloudTrail when you logged in.
Sir, HTTP traffic also it will take my public IP.
Yeah, connection should get established, right? Connection should be established between your public IP and the ENI interface on your ALB.
Let me check by adding the rule in ACL. Because ACL. I have added in security group and not for my public IP, but for like rejecting everything else.
You're in Ohio, right?
No, Virginia.
Virginia, sorry.
The thing is, my four subnet are in 192.168.1.0, 2.0, 3.0, 4.0.
Yep.
So in security group, we can give Allah. So I have given 5.0.
Yep. I saw that. Just give me a second. Cool. I have 3 submissions. Any more people submitting?
Sir,
Yeah,
can you try to access my instant HTTP page? That page.
I've seen it. It's okay.
Sir, this is Richard. I don't think I may be able to meet the deadline because I'm still in configuring the auto scaling group and so on. So I might take some time.
Okay. Anybody else submitting? Not submitting?
Submitting late, sir. So,
Okay. So the 3 people who submitted on time can decide how they want you or how they want me to grade you. If they think that I should grade you fairly and equally, I'll do that. If they think I should be deducting some marks, it's up to them.
Sir, look at our sad face, sir. Still you think that you want to give penalty.
Let people decide.
For me, you can go ahead, sir. I don't think I can put in. Unless you give us some clue and all we put it.
I mean, you can give brownie point for them, sir. Like probably some cups and so on.
Yeah. Parth, Kritad, and Siddharth, what do you say?
Yes, yes, we are okay, sir.
Yeah.
Okay for what? Grading them?
I'm okay, sir.
Grading
Fine,
fairly
sir.
equal.
Yeah.
Wow,
It's
you have-
about completing, right?
Yeah,
And practicing.
I agree, but then there's also time which also we should look at,
No,
right?
but sir,
In,
the
in
like
overall
all,
marks, you give us some bonus marks. So
but
Yeah.
some of
Because
them
our
are
setups
we
not.
are
have
ready, so
Yeah, that's the
Okay.
thing. That's why it was
Correct.
easy
we
for
have so
us.
many assignments, exams, everything is there.
Understood. Done. So, folks, is tonight a fair thing or Monday? You tell me now.
Monday, sir.
Monday, sir.
So tomorrow we can definitely do all the needful.
Okay, so Monday end of day is fine.
Yep.
Anytime. So we'll be doing it by tomorrow only.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Pranav, just change the deadline to Monday end of day, please. If any
Yeah,
of
sure.
And this are other assignment by next Saturday.
other assignment is by next to next Saturday.
Yeah.
So
Okay,
I'll check
okay.
it on the last Saturday of the class. I mean, is the deadline. If you do it before that, it's going to be beneficial for you only.
Yes, even if you don't check, that is okay. Our all module marks are still awaited since 5, 6 months.
I'm more worried about correcting you right now than doing it later when I don't have connect.
I mean, yeah, no, but that is good if we get the results. No, that is very good because now we don't know what we have written, and somebody will ask in cyber law, what is this law? Then we don't know.
I make it a point that I check everything within 48 hours of your submission. So
That is nice.
okay, so for all of you, in case you want to resubmit something, you can do it. I'll give you that much. I'll check it again. But for everybody else, Monday end of day.
Awesome. Thanks, sir.
Thank you.
And thanks, Parth. We own you. One.
You need to give him the cupcake now.
We'll get you a beer.
No problem.
That's better. See, I can't discuss this on educational forums.
You give me a capstone topic.
Oh, I can give you. I see a lot of sci-fi movie. But what you can write, that I can give you.
With
Okay,
a demo completed.
I'll reframe. I'll reframe. Give me a project ready
With the demo.
with a
Sir,
demo.
you can detect my entire 20 marks, sir.
Makes sense. All right. Okay, on to the last topic for today. So what we've done right now is sort of investigative security on cloud, right? There are multiple ways of looking at it as well. I've just shown you one way of doing it. Mostly queries remain the same. Elk queries also remain the same. The main thing is you understand the data and what we're seeing, right? So that was the whole concept of looking into this. Frankly, you will be using a lot of VPC flow logs when you're trying to understand network connectivity between, say, instances, resources, in debugging as well. So sometimes you will come to, people will come to you and say that, okay, so and so request is coming, but I'm not getting a response, or so and so request is coming, but I'm not getting a correct response. In terms of bytes, in terms of bits, etc., you can check everything here from a L3, L4 perspective. Okay. So if somebody comes to you and says on cloud that I don't have L3, L4 visibility, you can show them this and say that, hey, everything is there. We just need to look at it. All right. Now that we've looked at L3, L4, let's look at L7. So for L7, do remember L7 is only available to you in the application load balancer. It will not be available to you in the network load balancer because network load balancer is only L3, L4, right? It is not going to look at L7 traffic at all. So for the application load balancer, right, there is something called as the access logs over here, right? Now you can contest that why do I require this? And I already have machines. Those machines have logging enabled. They're sending those logs to a centralized, say, SIEM or centralized logging solution, wherever you or whatever you have in your organizations. But access logs gives me more insights into how public traffic is flowing through, right? So right now, I mean, Radha did a submission where she did deny on application load balancer. And in those application load balancer logs, all that we could figure out from L3, L4 was how traffic was reaching the internal port of the ALB, that is the public IP port, and how it was getting translated to the instance network interface, right? The communication between the system and the application load balancer is not captured in the flow logs. So if you want visibility also to say in L7 or any kind of application load balancer, if you want visibility that what is the actual communication between the client and my application load balancer, for that you will need to enable the access logs on the application load balancer. Okay, how we do that is fairly simple. You go to edit attributes, you tick the access logs field, and you just give, say, ALB logs over here as a name. So this will create a bucket, and you just say create this location for me and click on save. Oops, my bad. Right, let's just create a bucket then. Just create it in your own region where it's supposed to be, otherwise it will not work. It has to be in the same region that your application load balancer is launched in. We come to edit attributes, click here. And you give any prefix you want. If you want to give anything, it's up to you. If you don't want to give it, it's up to you again. Just give me 1 second. Okay, now that I have this bucket up and running, you will see a similar path as it's created for the flow logs, right? And the next thing is that we just generate some traffic to see what we're seeing on this load balancer. So just hit your machine a couple of times via the application load balancer, let it log in the bucket. Just give it about 5 minutes to log here. Till then, we'll go and create the same thing like we did for flow logs, like we did for CloudTrail in Athena itself. Again, if you want to refer something, you can just go to ALB logs Athena again. You can just write that. You just have to create a table again like we done for the first time. So we come to Athena. Here again, this needs to be your bucket. So whatever bucket name you've given, just replace that. This needs to be your account ID. You can just copy it from here. And this needs to be your region. You click on run, it will create it for you. Again, if you want partitions, you can hit the partition dates as well. But you don't need partitions in this sense because we're just generating very little data anyways at the moment. So let's just wait for that file to come in.
Any bucket permission has to be created?
No, you can just give a new name here. When you're switching on the log, just give a new name.
I gave the bucket name.
Just put a name. Just make the name unique. If that name is not unique, you will not be able to create it.
I created the bucket first and I just
Give the
pasted
name
the
here.
name.
Yeah, if you created it, then we'll have to give bucket permissions, but you can just put in any name here.
I created the bucket actually. Okay, I'll put any name there.
Okay, so we have some data in here. Let's see if we can query that. Yeah, so what you'll see over here is that my public IP hitting the internal IP of my application load balancer, right? Over what port? What was the status code that was generated by the ALB, right? So the ALB can also deny it. Target status code is the status code generated by the application in itself. This is the receipt bytes and the sent bytes, the request type, the URL, and the user agent. This is the target group it's hitting. So what TG was actually going through where your instances lie. Trace ID we will use when we're looking at WAF, etc. as well. Domain name we use when we use a match. So for example, if I have my ALB over here, and in listeners, if I go here and if I create a rule by saying if my host header contains say www.example.com, then forward it to this port, right? That is when the domain name will actually start coming in. Matched rule priority is which rule number is this getting matched to. You can create over 100 rules over here. You can also load balance between these rules. In a way, you can also do 50, 40, 40, 50, how much of traffic you want to send, right? Sorry. Uh, if there was a redirect, what would the redirect URL be? What is the target code the system is generating? And on which port is the target listening to? So is the machine listening to on port 80, or do we have a custom port like 8000 or 8080 or something where my HTTPD is running? All right. Classification and classification reason we will be doing when we look at WAF and bot mitigation. But this is generic logs for L7 for entire communication coming in from any public IP to your load balancer. Okay. What we really need to monitor, what you see over here is something called as HTTP 5xx, 4xx and ELB 4xx, 5xx, right? Any errors that the ELB generates, you will see under ELB 5xx, 4xx. Any application error codes that are generated by the machine itself, those you will see under HTTP 4xx, 5xx, etc. Does this make sense?
Can you go to your logs S3 bucket which you have connected to this? Okay.
Yeah, here you go.
Oh,
It'll take about 5 minutes to come. Just keep hitting your machine, like just hit the ALB CNAME, hit it like 10-15 times, you will see it come. It takes about 5-7 minutes to come.
okay. That folder itself.
Yeah, you'll see it in the folder. So the bucket that you've created under AWS logs, under account, under Elastic Load Balancing, under region, you will see this come up here. It gets populated every 5 minutes.
Because that elastic load balancer is not coming from me.
Share your screen. Just go to your ALB once.
Everything.
Yeah, just click on edit attributes.
Here I have previously given that it was not working. So I have created from here only, but it was not coming.
Just go to EC2 again. Just create a new any bucket. Just write anything.
Bucket.
No, just go to EC2 again. Don't come here. Just go to EC2. Say edit attributes. Yeah, go to access logs. Just type in any name here. Yeah, and just say create this location for me and save it. Now just hit your CNAME for the load balancer first. Just scroll up. You'll find the DNS name for the load balancer. Just hit that from your browser.
It won't be accessible. I have okay. Public IP. Okay. My public IP I have.
Just change that.
Yeah.
Just
Okay.
change the otherwise, you won't see the traffic come here.
Okay.
Scroll down, you'll see it on the left. Just scroll down.
Okay.
There you go.
Network ACL.
No, under network, where have you put it? You put a security group or you put a...
Network, no. Security I have removed now, and I was checking with network ACL. So in
Okay.
security group, it's allow only, right?
Perfect.
I will go to subnet. I'll go
Just
to
go to
subnet from subnet.
Just click on NACL. Just come down.
Here.
Just remove this deny. Now just hit your machine again. Yep. Just hit this a couple of times and just wait for 5 minutes.
Okay. Here, that folder will also get created, right?
Yeah, that folder will come in. Just give it 5 minutes. It'll come in.
Oh, okay. Sure.
I can see.
Yeah, it'll
I
come in after
create
5 minutes.
Yeah, I can see.
I can create it the table and visible.
Awesome. Right, folks, we'll be stopping here. We'll be starting with WAF. We'll be starting with bot mitigation and we'll be doing CloudFront. Then we will move on to shift left and SSO after that. So these are the 5 things I'm going to cover next class. There will also be a quiz for half an hour. All conceptual, whatever we've discussed, it will be basis of that.
Okay.
Any questions?
No. So this all the setup would remain as it is, no?
Yeah, I'm not doing anything to it. This will remain on. That's why I just created it. Even I got fed up of creating the setup again and again. I literally do it with my eyes closed after one point in time.
Was a free tier like EC2, should we stop it, terminate it, or?
Just leave it in as.
Instances will stop. Instances is
Yeah, we'll
fine.
not terminate it, we'll stop it.
Yeah,
We'll
you
stop.
can stop the instances if you want.
Rest will keep it.
Keep it.
Yeah, it's with you. Keep it as long as you guys want. That's fine.
Thank you.
So, sir, only one thing is when I'm keeping the instances, it is giving the bill actually.
That's okay.
Okay.
Sir, a quick question. If there is an error with allocate elastic IP, what should be fixed to remove that?
If you can show me at what step you're getting it, I can help you out.
So I was creating the VPC, and during that I followed the parameter that is given in the lab instruction. And when I try to create it, okay, let me share my screen. Please let me know once you can see it.
Sure. Just go back up. Okay. Is somebody else using Virginia? So just change your region. Don't use Virginia. I think somebody's already using Virginia.
I'm using Virginia.
Yes. So basically,
That's
if
the
you
most
follow the lab
common.
book, it is there in the same step as that. So I am
Okay.
also using SIM for the same reason.
I'll try to.
Where you guys are seeing Virginia? Oh, on top. Okay.
Just change this to island or just use island. I don't think.
Okay.
US
I
is
think I
taken,
need
go to Europe. Yeah.
Got it. Okay, then I
Yeah,
think I need to
take
recreate
Europe.
all
Take
over
Europe.
again.
You will find
I'm in
Parth in
Sydney.
Australia.
Yeah,
I'm in
part is
Sydney.
in Australia.
Okay, then
So by
I'll
default
take.
is Virginia.
Does
No,
anyone take in Byron?
don't take Middle East. You will not get half the security
Half of
features.
the services,
Half
yeah.
of these features. Yeah.
Oh,
Take
okay,
Europe.
then
Singapore you
Take
can
Milan.
take.
Europe.
Singapore you can take, I guess. That's a nice one.
Yeah, Singapore is fine. Europe is fine. US is fine.
Europe. Singapore is just
Singapore,
Take
Okay, does
Milan, take
anyone
Singapore
take
Milan.
and
Milan?
Sydney. Singapore, Sydney is just side by side. You take Europe.
Cool. Does anyone taken Milan till now? No, right?
no, no.
You can take
Awesome.
Can take it.
Cool. All right, then I think I need to start over again because I created many in Virginia.
That's fine. All right,
And is there
folks.
an option to delete it?
I'll do that. Don't worry. Once you guys are done, I'll run. I have the script which will clean it out. Don't worry.
Clean it up. Okay, okay, good. No, because right now it will be under Kruta's one because I was wondering why I could see only Kruta's name everywhere, but now I realized.
Nuke AWS.
Yes. All right, folks. Any questions?
So just a quick show of where you integrate it. You were showing
Sorry.
that third party like Splunk and all, where you integrate. Just overview, like where are the options?
Sure. I'll just explain it to you. Yes. Yeah, so basically if you want, I can show this to you with the Elk stack. We can use Elastic. It's free for 30 days and I can show that to you, right?
Yeah.
I'll
Kibana,
just-
right?
Yeah, Kibana. I'll explain the logic to you and we can then basically take the Elk integration next time if you want. You can sign up on Elastic and do that. So what happens is everything currently we are dumping into different S3 buckets, right? Where you have your VPC flow logs in one, you have your XS logs in one, right? And you're dumping your CloudTrail in one, right? Now, whatever solution that you take, I'm just calling this X solution. I'm not even taking a name that is Elk or is Splunk or anything. You can either connect this to these buckets, and what this solution will do is it will momentarily keep pulling data from here into this solution. Okay, and you can build up your own logic, metric, whatever you want in the solution, or you can have your querying or alerts basis of that. Another way of doing it is a lot of solutions basically create something based on roles. So this only works if the solution is also in AWS. If the solution is hosted in AWS, they can use a concept of roles and access these buckets directly. The third approach is nothing but an agent which uses IAM access keys, which has rights for read in bucket, VPC, access, and CloudTrail. Using this, it basically goes and picks this data up from here. How does that look like? If you go under IAM, for example, you can create any user with the permission policy for S3 read access for those buckets only and generate an access key and user ID, which can basically then access that. So these are the three ways that you can basically do it. I'll show this to you with Elk.
Okay. Yeah, something that is very extensively used, right? So
Yeah, I'll show that. We'll sign up on Elastic Cache. Elastic Cloud, and I'll show that to you. Or we can also just use the AWS one as well. I mean, depends. Whatever you guys are comfortable with. Even AWS has its own open search service, which is basically Elk, nothing else. Cool. Any questions, folks?
Not a question. I just checked Milan and it looks like it gives some kind of like a restriction. It's like no permission. So just want to.
Just use Ireland.
Ireland. Okay.
Some regions are restricted in I need to go approve it before you'll be able to access it.
Got it. Thanks.
All right, folks. If there are no questions, then thank you so much. Have a good weekend, and we'll catch up next week. For those of you who haven't submitted the in class, please submit it by Monday end of day, and others for the assignment, you have up till the next Saturday to do that.
Okay.
Thank
And
you.
any feedback on the way of delivery, let me know so that I can improve it in the next 2 classes.
Sir, can I upload the Excel sheet for the class assignment? Because now I can see my IP address.
Yes. So for
Rejected one.
the three of you can do it. No problem.
Okay. Just Excel sheet I will upload for reject one. Is that okay? Because second one was fine, right?
Yeah, that's fine. Please go ahead.
That Excel I already uploaded. I think you must have seen it.
Yep, I've seen it.
Okay.
Right, folks. Have a good weekend then. Thank you.
Thank you.
Sure.
Thank you, sir.
Bye, guys.